Hi, welcome to our 8th video to learn how to build program logic. In this video we are going to see how to build logic to find GCD of two numbers. So what is that we are going to see here? First, what is GCD? So, what is GCD? GCD stands for greatest common divisor. It is a value that completely divides all the given numbers and it is the greatest among all such divisor. It is also known as highest common factor HCF, as a divisor is going to be a factor of a number which it divides completely, and it is also highest among all the common factors. GCD cannot be greater than the smallest of all the given numbers. So how does one build the logic for the program? First, the standard or the schools or the coders approach. One starts dividing the given numbers by a value starting from 1 till the value equals the smallest of the numbers, which can divide all the given numbers completely. But let us see, can a programmer will solve this problem with reduced number of operations. Now the program is way. So can we solve the problem in reduced number of operations? Let us consider the smallest number of the given numbers. Now we know that GCD has to be a factor of the number. Then why should we divide by divisors which we know are not factors of the number? Why not only divide with divisor values which are factors of the number? Then the question, how to find such values. Now a number is always a factor of itself. Also the half of the number, if a natural number, is a factor of the number. And also the 1/3 of the number, if a natural number, is a factor of the number, and so on. Why don't we start dividing with the number itself and test whether it is the GCD by checking whether the other number is also completely divisible? If not, divide the number by 2 to get its next immediate factor and then try with it. If not, again, why not divide the number by 3 to get its next immediate factor and then try with it, and so on. So, what are the basic steps of the program logic? First, identify smallest of the two numbers. Next, set divisor as 1. Next, check whether smallest number by divisor is an integer. Next, if yes, divide other number by the same. Next, if other number also divides completely, then smallest number by divisor is the GCD. Stop the process. Next, if no either for steps 3 and 4, increase the divisor by 1. Repeat steps 2, 3 and 4 till divisor less than half of the smallest number. So now we will start writing the actual program for calculating GCD of two numbers. We start with the include and main statements. Main bracket opened and bracket closed. A programmer always puts right curly bracket as in when she puts a left curly bracket. This way one can avoid many errors. We then declare two variables, first and second. We then declare an GCD function with two integer parameters. Then a printf function to prompt the user to enter values. Then a scanf function to accept the values. We then compare the first and second variables' values. The smaller value is passed as the first argument and larger as the second argument. We then make a call to the GCD function with the arguments. And then with the getCH function and return 0 statement we end our main function. Now we will see the code for GCD function. The function has two parameters, first and second, of type int. Then a variable divisor set to 1. Then the first if condition to check whether the first by divisor is an integer. Then the second if condition to check whether the other number is also completely divisible. If yes, we stop any further execution using a break. If either if conditions are false, we increment the divisor by 1. And to do this repeatedly, we use a while loop till the value of divisor is less than or equal to half of first. Then a print statement to print the GCD result. And with a return 0 statement we end our function. Now why certain statements in the code? First, the loop condition is divisor minus 1 less than half of first. The reason to have this statement is, if both the numbers have nothing in common, then the GCD is going to be 1. And if the GCD is not 2, the next integer to become GCD is 1. So y test with any divisor value which gives quotient between 2 and 1. Next y divisor minus 1. To ensure divisor goes beyond half if nothing is common. The printf statement prints GCD as 1 in such cases. Next, the if condition to check whether first by divisor multiplied divisor is equal to first. This is to implement the requirement of step 3 of building logic. This checks whether the quotient is an integer. The is-digit function of C does not work as expected. If first by divisor is a real number, then multiplying it by divisor will not give result as the first number value. Next, the if condition to check whether second into divisor divided by first gives final remainder is 0. This is to check whether the second number also is completely divisible by first by divisor. In such case, first by divisor is the GCD. Now let us do a dry run with numbers 12 and 16. We will assume that main function was executed and the GCD function was called with the values 12 and 16 for first and second respectively. Then divisor is initialize 1. Then while condition is checked which is true. Then the first if condition is checked which is true. Then the second if condition is checked which is not true. So the value of divisor is increased by 1. Divisor becomes 2. And the loop cycle ends. The while condition is again checked which is true. Then the first if condition is checked which is true. Then the second if condition is checked which is not true. So the value of divisor is increased by 1 again. Divisor becomes 3. And the loop cycle ends. The while condition is again checked which is true. Then the first if condition is checked which is true. Then the second if condition is checked which is also true. The break statement is therefore executed. The control then goes to the print statement which will print the GCD as 4. The return 0 statement is executed and the control is transferred back to the main function. After executing getCh function and return 0 statement of main, the program execution ends. Friends, if you found this video useful, then please like it. Also do subscribe to the channel by clicking on the subscribe button. Do share this video and playlist with your friends. Thank you for watching.